Greetings everyone, please give me a moment, make sure everything's set on up. Looks like everything's booting on up. Give me a moment to turn the live chat windows. Whoops, that is Command and Conquer. And looks like everything is good to go. So, let's go and get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Advanced Wars Days of Ruin Tiny Wars replay. Still on the south side as the blue Forsyth, we have a foreign name. And this must be an entire paragraph. Spelled on the north side as the dark gray Tabata, we got Evil Ange. Tabata's course unchanged from the cartridge counterpart, has standard boarding cost 0 radius 3660. All units get plus 60, and for superpower, you get a Star Meteor. Forsyth is also unchanged cartridge counterpart, has standard boarding cost 5 radius, no expansion, no maximum energy, and provides a nice simple plus 20 to all units in the CO zone. So two drastically different COs. We got the no CO zone versus the big CO zone. So let's go and get started. This is a 3-base map, 1 airport. Both players do start with a pair of temporary airports in the middle of the map. And what they say about something that's temporary is nothing more temporary than a permanent. Nothing's more permanent than temporary government solution. We do have a bike now deployed on the field by Tabata. Goes for double infantry this turn. Forsyth this turn will have 7,000 monies. Single tank commits a base skip. That tank may get sealed and drive to the center of the map. Tabata does have 8,000 funds. She could do the same as well. Goes with double bike. It might be, since there's a lot of shores in this map, maybe go to recon infantry commits a base skip. One thing that Tabata could do is go straight for a battle copter, seal it. There's enough shores to cause some issues. Forsyth did not seal the tank there. Tabata has deployed out tank, very likely to be CO'd. Medium tank. This Forsyth player is not eyeing for numerous units, going for quality units. Tabata command tank push way forward. This is also on top of Forsyth. It's a nice even 110 defense increase. Forsyth does CO that tank there, the medium tank. But if the medium tank gets hit by the firestorm, it becomes a medium rare tank. Or well done tank. That joke was not great because I already said medium, and cooking it more does not make it medium rare. Artillery, tank, and infantry. Forsyth only has 9 units in the field. Battlecopter has... he just needs more infantry. Does hit that infantry over there. And honestly, Tabata just zoning out the stuff here is actually perfectly fine for her, since it would be consuming more resources for Forsyth than of her own. And Forsyth went for another recon. 20 units versus 12 units. This recon over here is going around uncontested. The mech will have trouble engaging. Takes out that infantry unit there. It might be a good idea for Tabata to engage that medium tank herself. Yeah, that would be good. She'll deal more damage than she takes. Battlecopter does not push forward, but we got the artillery in range, and she parks her tank there, so even Forsyth takes a shot against it, it will have, of course, healing. Tank, anti-air, and tank. If Forsyth did park Or Tabata does park her battlecraft on top of a temporary airport to get some repairs as well. She does take the shot. Got some fair amount of damage there. And CNT is too far away. Tank does hit tank, a medium tank hit a regular tank. I don't think I like Tabata's placement there overall, but we do have the artillery here. Artillery will get a good shelling going, soft for that medium tank. Then her regular tank may finish off. Does not. Maybe the 4-health battlecopter could have finished off there. Not sure. Tank, and infantry. We do have a tank on this flank, so this recon won't be able to do much. This tank will have to head over here. Pulls back the medium tank. Tanks push forward, gets a good shot there. 1-health tank could just merge into Tabata's main command tank. Hits the artillery very nicely. Howdy. Battlecopter. Battlecopter tank and commits more base skips. Does take a shot there, joins. Does take the battlecopter. Tabata's only at 8 energy, so she's not got too much energy generation, but battlecopter, her 5-health battlecopter now will be able to rain down some firepower. Tank has still 8,000 funds. Maybe a good idea to go for anti-air on this flank. Doesn't really need another tank down here just yet. But anti-air to help go in the center wouldn't be half bad. Yep, anti-air there. Capturing up the radar station. Joins the tanks there. Gets a good shot there. 4-6 medium tank set, 4 health. This 1-health tank emerge into the tank there. Oh, does pick it off there, getting a nice bit of energy. There's a 4-health infantry unit there. Tank does strike tank. Tabata's getting some good engagements now. Mech and tank with another battlecopter. Does take out the anti-air, hits the Tabata's command tank once again. Battlecopter strikes a regular tank there, but in range this battlecopter. Does put a regular tank in between though. This 4-health battlecopter should take a shot against this 1-health tank, then maybe the Tabata can strike this tank directly, then the 4-health tank maybe will finish it off. Just use the battlecopter for our guess. Tabata's at 28 energy. When she gets +1 CO zone, she becomes far more lethal. Boost units next to her, adjacent. Infantry, anti-air, battlecopter, and tank. I have a feeling Tabata's tank here will be going down this turn. Medium tank is in range, and I mentioned the full health battlecopter in range. Recon does enter the range of the mech. Does not take it out just yet, but the 5-health tank should be finished off. Does finish off. She could seal this battlecopter. Of course, we have to be careful about this duster. Oh, it has a 4-health battlecopter that'll join into it. Does seal the regular tank there. Does not take out that regular tank. Takes out the recon there. Probably been a good idea to finish off this tank first due to it providing the defense and offense. There's a battlecopter there. Does can strike this 9-health battlecopter, but it would be a bad trade with the anti-airs nearby. Tank, and tank. CO's a battlecopter this time. Does strike an anti-air. Strikes that anti-air again. Maybe 1 full health anti-air. Strikes top of his tank with a duster. Does not finish off top of his tank there. This anti-air is out of range of duster, so that is a good spot for it. Does hit that tank there. 9 health battlecopter hits the medium tank. Hits that tank there. Looks like Tabata's tank will be going down. Battlecopter, anti-air, tank, and infantry. Does take a shot against the medium tank there, but leave her down to 1 health. Does take out a tank there. Duster hits the battlecopter. This anti-air needs to be struck. Does get struck. Tank, battlecopter, and infantry. It's a regular tank there. And does finish off Tabata's command tank. Does seal this tank there. Anti-air does not take a shot against a duster. Finish off another tank there. Anti-air push right forward out of range of the duster. Battlecopter ends his turn on top of the airport. A bad idea for anything to push forward and engage it due to the nature of that nearby anti-air. Tank, duster, infantry, and bike. Down south as an anti-air to help clean up this area. Battlecopter and duster heads over to the east. Does manage to strike the mech there. 5 health mech can still at least get a follow-up shot. Maybe sack the 2 health mech and then sack the 5 health mech. Tank battlecopter commits a base skip and infantry. Looks like Talbot's going to go straight south, going straight for the HQ. That could put a winning condition pressure onto Forsyth. Medium tank does go down. Talbot does have 26,000. She could eye for something a bit more expensive. But with the battlecopters nearby, cruiser's probably not really worth it. Bomber anti-air. If she gets little into a bomber, she'll be dropping miniature nuclear warheads. Does strike the tank down in the center. Does take that battlecopter as well. Does strike Strace infantry unit there, and does finish off the 5 health anti-air. Bomber for Forsyth as well. And Talbot's dust is way up north right now. Does take out that anti-air, no problem. Bomber enters range of the duster. Old fighter for aero supremacy. Infantry, and mech. Well, most likely. But of course, it will also be baited into the fighter, but it'll be expensive bait. Does bomb Tabata's tank there, fighter in return, and not engage these air units. So Tabata may just need to withdraw from this region. Lose some units in the center. This city still despicably neutral. I just realized something as well. Talbot has right now 31,000 income versus 20,000. All those base skips is really hurting Forsyth. He may have been getting a lot of good engagements throughout this entire game, but his economy is just crap. Medium tank, and anti-air. Duster maybe will soften up that fighter. Yep, it is in range. It was on top of a temporary airport. And Battlecopter does occupy the northern seaport. Strikes the medium tank there. That's just annoying. Duster does shoot down the Duster. That Duster's actually low in fuel and ammo, but temporary airport's in front line. Takes out the Battlecopter, strikes the tank, also blocks the path for the anti-air. And should perhaps trap the bomber, but it's maybe... no, wait, can you just go across the mountain this way? Anti-air, Duster, mech, and infantry. Does hit that fighter there, so not good enough walling for the fighter. Blue's overrunning Tabata's base just up north. At this one time, may just need to pull out a cruiser. He has enough for a carrier, but that's probably not going to be useful. Yeah, Mancup may not mean much at this moment with how the fights are going. In fact, 129 versus 89,000 is just absurd with a 10,000 fund difference. His Duster right now has 14 fuel. Goes for another Duster. Duster's at 9 fuel. It may not... It has enough to get back to this temporary airport. Either A, sack on the Duster. He sacks on the Duster. So this Duster will run out of fuel next turn. It is dead. Good amount of strafing here. One infantry push forward. Anti-air, Battlecopter, infantry, and infantry. 124,000 versus 76. Forsyth now has a higher unit count. Takes out the Duster, or fighter, knowing the Duster's out of fuel. Joins those units together, takes out the anti-air, puts the bike in front. Anti-air, tank, and medium tank. Duster falls out of the sky. Takes out the bike there, allowing the anti-air to strike the bomber from the HQ. Tapos right now is at 20 energy. One more 10 energy kill. She will have her +1 CO zone. Infantry, tank, and infantry. Does take out the Duster there. Trying to go for an HQ capture, but Battlecopter's nearby to interrupt. Anti-air maybe push its way too far forward. I see multiple tanks can hit it now. Tank, fighter, infantry, and anti-air. It's both those infantry units there. Can't join capture here. Nothing to contest that Battlecopter. Another tank. Tank, fighter, bike, and commits another base skip. Uses Tabata's tank there to engage the Battlecopter. She's at 33 energy, so maybe this bomber can get a little extra damage and bomb that infantry unit there. Does a good progress up north, killing off a decent amount of infantry. Mech sacks itself. Tank, tank, and tank. There goes the capturing squad, hits the medium tank. And the bomber falls back to the airport. It's max out efficiency, 30% fuel, 0 ammo. Top of this tank about goes on down. At this point in time, she should just sack it. Maybe go for something a bit more expensive next turn, so she can replace with that. Does take out that unit there, but this fighter is in range. So is the Duster, so that was not exactly great movement. Pulls back the tank there. Doesn't want to lose plus in CO zone. Infantry, fighter, tank, and artillery. Takes out Tabata's tank there. Fighter hits fighter. Anti-air could hit that fighter as well. No longer can with the dust in the way. So gotta take on the Duster or the battlecopter. Yeah, I think it does. It is some cost fallacy when it comes to HQ capture. Missile. The missile knows where it's at. Forward knows where it's not. Infantry and tank. Gets a good shot there on that battlecopter. Forces battlecopter does go down. Could be sealed in the missile next. Fighter, infantry, and commits another base skip. Takes out the bomber there. COs the missile. And gets out of range of the CO zone immediately. This fighter could engage this fighter. Takes 40, deals 45 damage. Will receive 2. It's nice little 10 energy there. Fighter does not take a shot. Takes out that Duster. Infantry, tank. I think I've seen it once before, but I think that was a gauge missile, which not a bad idea. Not a great idea either. And granted, it's Forsyth, it doesn't really matter much about his CO unit. I think he went for the CO missile, just something quick enough to get up and going. Bomber is in range of the fighters, though she may need to go and hit this fighter first. Goes for the bomber, gets a good shot there. Does finish off the bomber now. Hits the battlecopter there. Tautas back up to 30,000 income. Forces down to 22. Tank, anti-air, and medium tank. And the fighters went down. Tank, bomber, mech, and bike. Joins onto Tava's tank there. rocket, tank, and battlecopter. Takes out an infantry unit there. Oops, sorry, hit my microphone. Anti-tank bike. It commits another base skip with 8,000 funds to bank. Takes out the anti-air. Interrupts the capture rocket, push way forward. Medium tank, and anti-air. Does strike the rocket there, one-shotting it. Hits the artillery, hits the command tank. It feels like Forciv is going to win the game at the current rate, which I'm really am surprised. 3,000 actions, right now is at 1,300. Medium tank does strike the tank, hits the infantry unit there, anti-air. Someone neck and neck, but this game is just not really comprehensible, honestly. I mean, you got the big fights down here and right there somehow. It's just a weird game. Forsyth did a good job of sort of locking down this flank for the mechs and the anti-tank. Yeah, right now it's turn 31. And now that was turn action 1337, elite action. We do now have the battleship now deployed in field, a Forsyth battleship. Forsyth's basically been constantly fighting under the CO zone, which is always very good. Tank, artillery, and battlecopter. Wait, is that? Yeah, I thought so. That missile was in range of the airport, so that was a really bad play. Members, well, the CO zone may be 5 radius, but missiles have 6 range in Tiny Wars and Days of Ruin. Tank, and infantry. Problem is, this battleship can't advance any farther forward. There is a beach here, so we need to deploy our rig to traverse there. Top of it does get back to 30 energy. Tank, and anti-air. Medium tank does strike anti-tank, which is not too particularly great. Hey, since the anti-tank gets counterattack with 5 damage, should be able to finish it off. Tapa's tank does not go down, but pretty close. Nothing to stop the bomber and battlecopter in this part of the map. And can't deploy any fighters or dusters to counter them, as it go for anti-airs. The mechs are advancing on this flank as well, getting some great damage. Tank, and bike. Force defense turn of 191,000, 420,000 income versus top does 32,000 income, a 12,000 income advantage or plus 50%. And she's at 88,000 on the field. So Forsyth has over 100,000 value on the field with having 2/3 of his opponent's income. Tank, in anti-air, and the Duster goes down, gets shot down by the missile, who's actually out of low on ammo as well. Another reason why to go for a rig. Clearly this force is trying to be like Meng's. Strikes the anti-air there of the battleship, very nice. We've got a rig and rig on the field, ready to rig the game. I think she's just sort of not thinking much anymore. There could be argument to ways to make it waste 2 more ammo by pulling out T-copters. Rig, anti-air, anti-air. Honestly, right now, a cruiser would have been nice, help keep the water safe from all the air units. Takes out the anti-air one shot. Got a war tank, infantry. And infantry. Does strike the bomber. That would be a bit expensive. I think, how much are our submarines again? 20,000, so they're far more expensive than cruisers. And that'd be 40,000. At that point in time, go for your own battleship or aircraft carrier. Let's see, the SEAL missile is down 20 fuel to ammo. Anti-air, medium tank, medium tank. Temporary air seaport has been established. Joins missiles together. Another battleship. At this point in time, the amount of aircraft on the field, it probably wouldn't be half idea to go with an aircraft carrier. Right now, this game's effectively over. Medium tank, rotor tank. Nothing stopped the bomber. Strikes the medium tank up there. HQ capture starting. So it looks like next turn is looks like to be guaranteed loss for Tabata. I was not expecting this game. I thought Forsyth's opener was horrible, but somehow, even with such a horrible income advantage, Forsyth just wins the game. Tank, battlecopter, double infantry. And that is the end of the game. This Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Before we get started next replay, do need your restroom, please give me a moment. My apology, I'm back. Yeah, that was a bit on the painful side. It was going very interesting early on, but then just went sort of stupid. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Advanced Wars Days of Ruin Tiny Wars replay. Spawn on the south side as the balloon the beast. We have Jean Bat 13. Spawn on the north side as the purple Tasha. We got Tisho. When it comes to COs, Tasha's been of course buffed from the cartridge counterpart, has standard boarding cost 1 raise 36 to 60. All units get plus 10, air units get additional plus 40% offense, plus 20% defense, and also gain plus 2 movement if they start their turn in the CO zone. And for superpower, air units get plus 4 movement. The Beast, of course, has a custom CO in Tiny Wars since he's technically was no CO in the cartridge counterpart. Standard boarding cost 3 raiders, 36 to 60. All units get plus 10, all special units, which are infantry, mech, bikes, recons, and flares, get additional plus 20% offense. And of course, if they end their turn in the CO zone on your opponent's property, you get to seal that turn, get 1,000 money, and deny the income next turn. He has both a power and superpower, so choose one situation. Of course, apply the global, also get plus 2 movement, plus 2 vision, very useful on this as Fog of War. Of course, get the rating effect global. Or you get the plunder, you get the plus and plus 10, plus 20% for special units. And if you end your turn on any properties, you get triple the amount of income and put in no income save for 3 turns. And so if you end your turn on your own properties, you get to pay forward a lot of money with at no interest. This map, of course, is a 3-base map, 1 airport, technically 2 seaports. Occasionally you see some ships, like battleships or aircraft carriers, but they've been more on the rare side. Got comm towers in the corners as well. Huh. Was this map always green? I thought it was a different color for some odd reason. I think I'm just going crazy. In the eco phase, we'll go for opportunity I have nearby. It's always been green? I think I'm just going crazy. It just seems a bit more green. It's not easy being green. Oh, infantry and base skip, keeping 2,000 funds in bank, so next turn she'll have 8,000 funds, which is not enough tank and double infantry. Because that'll be 10,000, so she'll have, not sure what she's going to do with 8,000. Bike infantry recon. Interesting combination. Just triple infantry there. Bike's probably going to head to the airport. She probably wants to be sealed into a battle copter. Double bike and commits another base skip. The beast has right now 9,500 funds, so he could go for a tank, but it will be a base skip. I guess Penny's Stormfront has got in your head? Probably. I think half the games, a good chunk of games I cast is with Penny on this map. Tank and double base skip again. A lot of base skips. The beast does have 12,000 income this turn, or 12,500 funds. So it could go for another thing. Seals the recon. 10,000 funds remains. And tank double infantry. Now decides to capture the comm towers just yet. The beast could start going towards this one. This recon is already at range this comm tower. No longer in range the comm tower. Battlecopter, she's going to be sealing that next turn, and the tank. The beast probably should be eyeing for some anti-airs over soon. He knows he's fighting against Tasha. Hopefully he knows he's fighting against Tasha. Another tank, bike and bike. This infantry unit may be spotted soon. This one is spotted, but I don't think the recon can range it unless this infantry gets out that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, I can't get on top of that forest, I believe. Actually, no, there's some roads here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I actually can range it from the forest. Gets a nice bit of power charge there. Can go for that shot. That nearly one-shot it. Oh, that was interesting. Guess I didn't want to lose the CO recon. Just get it nearby, get power charge. Comm tower captured. Oh wait, did that comm tower gets captured after all the engagements? Oops. Comm tower down here is still despicably neutral. Duster, infantry. That's actually a good call against Tasha. Seals that battlecopter there and does do a double boost. Or that first move, yeah, it was a boost. And this tank received a first strike, so right now the beast doesn't have anything from the tank, let alone the battlecopter right there. Takes a shot against the tank, softening up multiple shots there so his tank can get a better shot. Risky, but it may pay for itself in the end. The tank is also fully surrounded now with 4% health. Tank, anti-air, and bike. Anti-air. And lander. So we do have a lander not on field. More boosts there. Nice chains of boosts. Though that one just got parked in the boost. Not as they received the boost. Does take a shot there. Anti-air, anti-air. Bike takes a shot against the battlecopter. The beast at 40 energy. Pulls it back. Duster's out of range. Deletes gunboat. Keeps the Duster out of vision range. But Tasha has to get a good idea of the fact that there's maybe an anti-air nearby. Which, not the case. It is a Duster. Anti-air, tank and tank. Lander is fully loaded. Tank and anti-air on the inside of it. Does take out that capturing infantry in there. Hits that 9 infantry as well, giving her 9 energy. Duster, tank, and infantry. And nothing to spot those units up north. Does miss the aircraft. Duster is in range of this battlecopter, but is out of vision range. And with our cast vision, we know that would be a safe shot. No anti-airs nearby to retaliate. Of course, that's with our caster vision. Tank, and bike. Oh, deletes gunboat. The gunboat has been sunk to the bottom of the HQ. Tank, bike, and battlecopter. Meaning tank could be loaded on the landed next turn. Could load up another tank along with it. Maybe that's what this anti-air is for. That's probably in movement range. Yes, it is. That's one target in front of the recon. The Beast can deploy out superpower next turn. He has enough targets in front of him in visual range, though this infantry, of course, still needs to be spotted, but he did see it enter the city. Looks like he's not going for it just yet. There we go, it's that kill. Just need 3 more energy. Looks like he may not be pursuing it this turn at least. Ike takes a shot against that tank. Infantry as well. Tank, and bike with a T-copter. Still possibly can get a superpower with that in range. Just needs to be spotted. Tank hits tank. Now that's a superpower available. Spots the recon there. Gets a great shot and... oh, wait, no. Okay. Drove by, I was a bit concerned, like, wait, don't leave that alive. That's a superpower, and you do not want to be hit by a beast superpower. Of course, the beast is the beast. Duster, tank, anti-air. CO's tank this time. Throws a lot of stuff into that. Does not take it out. Does not take it out, and don't need a lot of power charge, to say at least. Down to 1% health. Oof. Must receive some bad luck. Tasha has 27 energy around her copter. And that will, of course, give enough power charge for superpower. Doesn't have an air fleet ready for the superpower, though. Maybe aircraft carrier would be a good call. A seaplane in the front line. And seaplanes would be excellent for a sonic boom. I think that's our superpower, right? Sonic boom. So those 2 battlecopters, 2 dusters is a good amount for a superpower. Though they've got this duster nearby, and this duster will not be able to take it out one shot. Anti-air, however, is nearby. Pulls back there. Anti-air takes a shot. And there's enough power charge for superpower. Of course, the battlecopter is on top of a forest, but it doesn't land the forest, it's above the forest, ruffling about. Battlecopter, tank, and infantry. Remember that battlecopter's at 1% health. That may have been spotted. Okay, it is spotted. And at 1% health, any unit can finish it off in one shot. The beast right now is at 19 energy. Tasha could reseal this battlecopter. Probably a good call. Infantry, anti-air, duster, and infantry. Seal's a tank over here, actually. Pod design for power charge. Deploys out a temporary airport next to the temporary seaport. Does not take out the anti-air. 2% health. I'm pretty sure 1 HP infantry was still getting 1% damage. I think that's the minimum damage can be done. Either way, battlecopter, medium tank artillery, and commits a base skip. Could have sent that 1 health tank into the 8 health tank and become a 9 health tank. Oh, looks like Duster does get surrounded. Anti-air, bike, and tank. Does spot the command tank there. Gets a great shot and knocks it out. Conceal the 1 health anti-air, which soon will be a 3 health anti-air. Not a good idea. Unless just wants power to the CO zone radius. Tasha's up to 44 energy, and luckily since now her CO unit is not an aircraft, she can utilize her CO power without worrying about not using air unit there. Tank, battlecopter, and infantry. And does indeed COs the anti-air, just trying to get the power charge going. I mean, he got 31 power charge in 1 turn, which is pretty good. 33. Could have took that shot from the CO zone, I think. Like right there. Tasha may be able to send some units in to get enough power charge. She just needs to get 6 damage done, and that bike is an easy target for that. Send a couple units in so I can get some power charge. But wait, no, that's outside of her CO zone. Got to move closer for that. Could have moved that tank first and then got that charge. Either way. There's enough for CO power. I would say the mech is in range, but there's a bit of a C in between. Aircraft carrier and bike. Maybe we see some seaplanes. Does hit the Duster twice. Looks like he will not be able to take out that CO tank. Does trap it though to a certain extent. Triple tanks. Seaplanes should be pretty nice right now, and I mentioned the aircraft carrier is just great for just providing constant pressure. Last property still despicably neutrals right here. Tank, anti-air, and battlecopter. CO tank is safe enough for now. I don't think it'll be going down this turn, though it could take a bit of a pounding. It does get a bit of damage there. It takes out the battlecopter. Nothing range to deal with that duster. No seaplane built. Tank, and mech. The rig does get trapped. Artillery in a good position now. Seaplane built. Maybe this tank should fall back to here. Does. And it does get a booster strike into that tank there. Very nice. Tasha is starting to pull up quite a head in value right now. Has 30,000 income for 25,000 as well. Not to mention that she's also sort of lacking aircraft at the moment to make her a superpower worth it. Her battlecopter is a little bit wounded. And some of them are starting to explode. Luckily, she can always pop them into the aircraft carrier to get some healing over time. Though maybe one at a time if she wants to continue building seaplanes. She also needs to take out this anti-air. The seaplane can take out the duster. The only thing in range to hit this anti-air would be a command tank, but it's a little bit too exposed at that. Artillery does shell that unit. Superpower now activated. Good shot there. Hits the tank there, knocking it out. Should of course get +10/+10 global. And that seaplane strikes the tank down south. Another seaplane there. Nothing spawning this anti-air just yet. So it'll be 7 health anti-air to hit this seaplane. Guess the anti-air wants a bit of seafood. Anti-air and tank. Seals that anti-air. Tank hits tank. Mech hits medium tank. Anti-air hits our battlecopter. Hits the seaplane. Tank, and mech. Destroys that meteorite. And another seaplane gets built. That 5 health seaplane could fall back. Nope, just pushes forward. It's a nice shot there on the tank with the tank support. So that seaplane will likely be going down next turn. There's a 3 health and a 5 health anti-air nearby. T-copter tank double infantry. That still strikes the seaplane. And the seaplane should actually be out of ammo. Yes, it is. Joins the anti-air together so the seaplane can still escape. Anti-air tank and tank. Does hit the anti-air. Takes out the duster there. Another seaplane's been summoned, and the one health seaplane does escape on out of there. Flare tank. The Beast right now is at 45 energy. He hasn't got a single superpower yet this turn. It's been a time where both players get a lot of power charge, but having trouble pulling up the powers and superpowers. Rig mech and anti-air. Battlecopter. Does show the anti-air hits the mech, hits the anti-air. Seaplane heading down south gets a nice booster strike there. The other seaplane's at 1 health right here. Can fall back to the aircraft carrier as well, or the temporary airport. That's good enough. Pasha's at 42 energy. The Beast has 124,000 fuel for 166, so the Beast's about a turn and a half behind. And this may be the turn for a superpower. I see that anti-air's in range. There's a superpower. Doesn't pop the superpower. Takes out a seaplane. Granted, everything's in range of seal power, so it's not like he's losing out if he doesn't pop a superpower immediately. Now he does. Maybe he doesn't think he has enough infantry to make it worth his time for the superpower. In fact, he doesn't really have actually too much infantry. Infantry, bike, and duster. So yeah, maybe one of the next couple turns, just more infantry focus wouldn't be half bad. Even then, at this rate, his power will probably be better than Plunder for the extra see-through for spotting and movement. 5 health seaplane can strike there on the tank and finish it off. Infantry, battlecopter, and tank. Mech hits infantry. Does take out the medium tank. Duster falls back to the full airport, looks like. Anti-air mech and bike. The Beast is designed for more dusters, and of course more infantry to warrant his power and superpower. Does take out tank there. Tasha's enough for a superpower once again. Seaplanes can fall back into some heavy and get some repairs going with +4 movement range. They can, well, have +4 movement range. They can go a very far distance. Some of these seaplanes must be getting low on ammo. 1 ammo remaining. You have 1 ammo. You have 1 ammo. So all of them at 1 ammo. War tank, mech, and artillery. With another battle copter. Hits that seaplane twice. Does not take it out. Seaplane down to 1% health. Duster's down to 3% health. Anti-air tank. Does hit that tank there. Seaplane does fall back to the temporary airport. Does take a shot there. I think it's now out of ammo. It's also at 9 fuel, so not much of fuel as well. The rig has, of course, went down a bit time ago. And after 5 fuel consumption, be down to 4 fuel. So it can reach the temporary airport on the following turn. It will need to. The other 2 seaplanes, this one's, yep, they can fall, both can fall back to this aircraft carrier, while this one fall back to temporary airport next turn. Battlecopter, anti-air, tank, and infantry. Pop superpower. Ends turn, it steals this money. It is superpower, so it's the plunder. Plunder is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fighter, missile, bike, and lander. Big expenditure. Of course, this income's going to be drastically reduced for the next couple of turns because he paid that forward. And turn 166 versus 207. War tank, war tank. An aircraft carrier falls back to the full seaport. Must be getting low on fuel himself. Or just trying to keep it safe for a little bit of time, not sure. Tasha still has a full 60 energy, so letting the units, these seaplanes get healed up would be very nice to say the least. Tank, and mech. Does take out the infantry unit there. Tanks go down, getting a good number of kills. We're now 161 versus 240, so Tasha has a pretty clear advantage at the moment. Multiple war tanks being deployed. Both of them can be loaded up to land next turn. While the third one's already down south. Rocket, mech, and tank. Oh, the carrier has 4 vision. That's quite good. Does find infantry unit there. The Duster can strafe it for a little bit of damage. Infantry, tank, and mech. The missile shoots down the Duster. Very nice. The missile knows where it's at for knows where it's not. This missile does have, of course, good range as well. Battlecopter is 2 tiles of range, but may enter. Oh, and the beast has resigned. Zangrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I have time for one last replay tonight. The first two were pretty good, decent length ones, and good replays in general. Oops, is that the same one? Nope, different players. Yeah, I just did Tasha. Let's try... I'm just curious about the next one. There's also the same map as well. Same map as well, but that's a pretty good amount of turns. I'm just going to check this next one. If I may just do this one. Still the same map, but and same CEO. Two different CEOs. I think one of the players is the same. Different map. Let's do this one. Just trying to spice it up a little bit. I actually found a good number of good replays today. Either way, let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Advanced Wars Days Ruin Tiny Wars replay. Spawn bottom left side is the red Lynn. We've got Jean Bat 13. Spawn top right side is the green Judy. We got Siler SK. This map is a 2-base map, 1 airport, fog of war. So we're probably going to see a healthy number of battlecopters, and in fact I see a good number of cities here. So it feels like it's going to be a very high income map in general. When it comes to COs, Lynn is of course unchanged from the cartridge counterpart, has standard boarding cost, 1 radius, 3660. All units get plus 10 plus 10, ground units get additional plus 20 plus 20. And all units of course get additional plus 2 vision and see-through hiding in places, which is good. This is a fog of war map. Judy is of course a custom CO, reduced boarding cost 30%, 3 radius, no expansion, no energy, and only has day-to-day of plus... Oh, that's a bit higher. I thought the last time I saw she was like plus 10, plus 10. Maybe she was always plus 20, plus 10. Can't remember. By the way, she is plus 20, plus 10, and of course you get 30% salvage upon attacking your opponent. Either way, let's get started. Both players playing out infantry, you monster. Guess in the early eco phase, all I can do is just jam out to Lynn's music. Of course, it doesn't last very long in the early game. There are some radar stations, which will provide a good amount of vision, but don't see through hiding spaces. And Judy goes for early CO infantry, so she doesn't have to worry about power and speed power. It's quite disposable, and her salvage aura is quite decently large. Bike. Judy has 5550 funds. She can go for double bike this turn as well. She does. More bikes. We do now have a flare on the field. And the radar station has been captured. Spots nothing at the moment. Tank and commits a base skip. Does get trapped. Tank bike. Lynn has 13,000 income. She could go for battlecopter bike infantry. CO's a tank. Does get trapped as well. Tank bike. Some tells me that this bike next one is going to run straight into a CO unit, but there's some other units nearby to get the strike on the CO unit. Lynn's trying to make her way down south to capture those properties. Get a nice even 10 energy. Does spot the tank. And this tank went to that city there. Another tank. Does hit the bike and takes out the bike there. And hits the infantry while at it. I can't yodel. Yodel? I can't do it. Yodel? Plus I'm in the apartment, so I don't really do say it too loud. Well, we got 3 tanks here. Judy did lose her tank, or infantry. Could seal the recon or the artillery. Not recon. Anti-air. Probably a good idea to recon or CO the anti-air. My mind is just melted at the moment. Get some good kills here, get some good salvage up to 19,925 even funds. Infantry, battlecopter, and tank. $19 energy for Lynn. Double taps those tanks. Or single taps both of them. Tank, battlecopter, and bike. This infantry unit is starting to make its way to the cities now. Tank, battlecopter, and bike. Does get trapped there. Tank, bike, and battlecopter. Flare spots a bit of everything. Battlecopter strikes tank. Does not spot the anti-air, which is very important. Be a good idea for Lynn to push forward, hit this anti-air. It will give enough power charge, then the CO zone can cover the city there. What I'm saying is, I suppose she doesn't see this anti-air just yet, but spotting it would, of course, if she were to take a shot there, you get enough power charge, and not to mention get this CO zone to get the power charge there on the tank. Goes back, gets a power charge through the wasteland. Not a bad spot. Battlecopter pushes way forward, battle vision range. Artillery, battlecopter, and bike. Takes out infantry unit there, hits the anti-air, flares flared. Right now, 39 energy, getting pretty close to the superpower. Judy right now has a good number of core tanks here, and artillery advancing. Artillery, however, not in great position. Anti-air falls back to the city. Gets a good shot there. Artillery advance. Bike hits bike, bike hits bike. Battlecopter strikes a tank there. Takes out the artillery there. Anti-air will get a good shot onto the battlecopter, however. And it's just one battlecopter range. Might as well get 2 battlecopters in range, but there's another battlecopter now in range. And a 3rd battlecopter over here, which is out of vision range. Lynn has a superpower available. Lynn no longer has a superpower available. This tank will probably be CO'd, or maybe this tank, actually this one may be enough range to get some CO power charge going. Does finish off tank there, get a nice little bit of power charge. First strike to the battlecopters. Does take out that tank there. Oh, looks like my YouTube chat sort of breaking a little bit. Yeah, it looks like YouTube's bugging out. Interior, battlecopter, and bike. Gets good hits there. Judy in serve 106 versus 77th, about a one turn advantage. We saw that wounded battlecopter. Gets an A-tier, gets first strike there. Pulls back the tanks to be healed. Medium tank bike. Battlecopter artillery and anti-air. Lens at 25 energy. Shells the medium tank. Hits the regular tank there a couple times. Hits the medium tank. Could hit the flare, but it's probably still hidden. Sacks that unit there. Oh, this prop is still despicably neutral. Which infantry unit can probably start heading towards it. Do now have an anti-tank in the center of the map. Tank, medium tank, and battlecopter. Looks like Judy's tank here may go down. Here's the medium tank. Gets a good shot there, up to 59 energy. That tank does enter the range of the artillery, but of course in a hiding spot. Bike, tank, and artillery. Tank, battlecopter, and tank. Shells the tank there. Good pop of superpower. Does get trapped. Does not pop the superpower yet. Capture Northern City. Battlecopter, tank, and bike. Does hit that tank twice. Anti-tank, battlecopter, and tank. Does hit the regular tank there. Battlecopter's battlecopter. Still no CO power, but everything's in CO zone. Does just no CO power this turn. Enough of 8% health. Artillery right now is down to 2 ammo. Rockets. Does make some good progress to center, getting a good amount of salvage. Rocket, battlecopter, anti-tank, or bike. No superpower. Sacks the battlecopter. Hits the medium tank twice, knocking it out. 2-health battlecopter does not take out the 1-health battlecopter. Battlecopter recon. And of course a rig. All primarily from the artillery. Tank down south gets knocked out. Seals the rocket. Anti-air battlecopter and tank. Medium tank is also low on ammo as well. 2 ammo, so this rig can resupply both of them. Moves forward with those units. Probably should have moved the rig first. Yeah, I guess the rig won't get a resupply there. Definitely should have resupplied both those units first. Because right now the medium tank is down to 1 ammo, which could be just gotten rid of by this 1-health tank and removing all its ammo. This would be a good trade. She's going to lose the 1-health tank either way. Might as well make the medium tank completely neutered. Lose the coin flip there. Yeah, if that 1-health tank would have struck here, it would be no ammo, then this can easily get a free shot in without taking much retaliation, just machine gun damage. Battlecopter, tank. Does show that unit there. And now that medium tank's out of ammo. Hopefully gets resupplied. This artillery is still at 1 ammo. That one eventually went down. Does hit the anti-tank there. Does hit the recon. Resupplies the medium tank. Very good. Len's making some great progress into the map. Anti-air battlecopter and tank. Seals the tank. This artillery is also low on ammo, down to 2 ammo. Battlecopter, bike, and medium tank. Pop superpower spots the medium tank on top of the base, takes out the recon, or artillery, takes out the CO tank, takes out the flare, takes out the battlecopter. Effectively takes out those units there as well. Strikes the anti-tank twice. She may need to get a couple bikes on the field just to capture some cities. Tank, medium tank. CO's the medium tank, takes out the battlecopter. Those units are going to fall back. Has quite a bit of indirects in that region, not a bad idea. Takes out one of those infantry units there. Bike, battlecopter, and bike. With the money saved up, Lynn could go for a bomber next turn. Rocket. Medium tank and rocket. Right now, Judy's at 25,000 combo versus 21,000. Battlecopter, flare, and tank. Does strike the medium tank. Rocket, infantry, and battlecopter. There's a good number of mountains for the rockets to hide behind, but the number of battlecopters would pose a threat. Maybe at this rate, shooting these get out a missile. Missile has excellent spotting range as well as good actual range. Let's get some good hits there. Battlecopter, tank. Let's take out that medium tank there. Battlecopter hits a battlecopter. And that medium tank just getting hit quite hard, though this artillery can shell this 8 health tank. And or maybe shell the anti-air so the battlecopter can run about. No, the medium tank can be able to take out the anti-air. And then the artillery can shell the tank and the battlecopter hits the 6 health tank. Yep. Medium tank can take out the anti-air, and if it doesn't take it out, then the infantry can follow up. Excuse me. Gets a good amount of salvage there. Let's see, shells the 4 health bike. Battlecopter, anti-tank, and missile. The missile knows where it's at, for knows where it's not. Insert 146 for 153. So the value is definitely evened out thanks to Judy's day-to-day passive. But that rocket just took a direct hit. In range of missile, but it'll be a base lock. Takes that unit down south of the artillery, takes the bike. Hits an anti-air. Battlecopter. Shells, takes out the battlecopter, takes out the infantry unit capturing the city, takes the recon with good amount of salvage. Flare takes out the battlecopter. War tank, battlecopter. Right now, anti-tanks don't seem half bad to me, but it looks like another rocket gets struck. Takes a medium tank. At this point in time, she may need to go for a war tank over here. Does take out one of the rockets. Both rockets go down. It's probably not worth it to have the missile take out the duster. Maybe it is, but the problem is she needs reinforcements over here. You can't base lock herself twice. And anti-tank seems pretty good to me. It does move the missile. War tank. Good amount of salvage there. Bike. Another battlecopter. Insert 128 versus 136. Unit count is 15 versus 23 though. Player does get struck. Looks like this medium tank may want to fall back to the forest, let the war tank push forward. Does get trapped there. This soon-to-be 5 health medium tank can take out the anti-air, then the artillery can fall back to this city. Bike, battlecopter, and tank. Push it over there. Takes out the 2 health there. Another war tank. Anti-air is down to 3% health. Unlikely to get the kill. Battlecopter, bike, and of course war tank. Pops 2 power spots the war tank, takes out that unit there. Missile gets shot up, does take a battlecopter, takes out the missile. Now the base is being locked down by the artillery and by this rocket. And the war tanks are effectively trapped. Got the Duster and the Antiers. And Judy does resign there. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. As mentioned beforehand, that shall be my last replay for tonight. So everyone, thank you for watching, have a good evening, and get some good rest.